Imagine standing on the edge of a crater at the moon's south pole, a place no human has ever set foot. Cold, silent, yet beneath the frozen surface there may be water, the key to our next giant leap in space. It's been more than 50 years since humans last walked on the moon. 50 years since the last footprints in the lunar dust faded. But now, humanity is returning. And this time, it's not just a mission to touch the moon. It's a mission to stay, to learn, and to reach further than ever before. This is the Artemis program, NASA's bold plan to bring the moon back into our reach, to send the first woman to the lunar surface, and to lay the foundation for humanity's journey to Mars from Moon. So, welcome to Beyond the Event Horizon. And let's explore the universe beyond the horizon. July 1969, Neil Armstrong steps off the ladder of the Eagle lunar module. Over the next 3 years, 5 more Apollo missions would follow, leaving behind footprints, flags, and scientific instruments. But then, silence. For over half a century, humans would not return to the moon. But why? The reasons were simple: politics, cost, shifting priorities. Apollo had achieved what it set out to do. But unlike the Apollo missions, Artemis is not just about planting a flag. It's about building a sustainable presence on the moon, exploring regions no human has seen before, and establish the first base on Moon's surface. NASA knew that the moon holds secrets that could unlock the future of space exploration, and so began Artemis, named after Apollo's twin sister in Greek mythology. Where Apollo was about triumph, Artemis is about return, continuity, and progress. But why Artemis? In Greek mythology, Artemis is the goddess of the hunting and wilderness. She is Apollo's twin sister, symbolizing balance and partnership. The name embodies NASA's mission, returning to the moon, but differently. And here's the historic part. Artemis will take the first woman and the next man to the lunar surface. Artemis isn't a single rocket launch, but it's a symphony of spacecraft, rockets, and orbital stations orchestrated to ensure humanity can not just visit, but live and work on the moon. Let's break it down. First, Space Launch System, or SLS. The SLS is NASA's most powerful rocket ever built, capable of sending Orion, astronauts, and cargo beyond low Earth orbit. Think of it as the muscular backbone of the mission, lifting tons of payload that will sustain future lunar bases. Second, Orion spacecraft. Orion is the spacecraft that will carry humans safely from Earth to lunar orbit and back. Equipped with advanced life support, navigation, and radiation shielding, Orion is the safest ride humanity has ever built for deep space. Third one is Lunar Gateway. Imagine a small space station circling the moon. This is Gateway. It will serve as a staging point for lunar landings, research, refueling, and a hub for international collaboration. Canada, Europe, Japan, and India are contributing robotics and research capabilities here. And fourth is Human Landing System, HLS. And then there's the HLS, the vehicle that will actually take astronauts down to the lunar surface. NASA awarded SpaceX's Starship design for Artemis 3, a massive reusable lander capable of supporting multiple astronauts and cargo deliveries. Artemis unfolds in phases. Each step builds on the last, testing technology, safety, and sustainability. First on is Artemis 1, uncrewed test flight. Orion traveled to lunar orbit and returned safely, validated SLS performance and deep space systems. Artemis 1 proved that the Space Launch System rocket and Orion capsule can handle deep space travel. Its heat shield survived fiery re-entry, radiation sensors collected crucial astronaut safety data, and CubeSats tested new technologies for future missions. Second, Artemis 2. Crewed lunar flyby astronauts orbit the moon but do not land. tests life support, navigation, and radiation, shielding in real conditions. NASA is targeting a launch as early as February 6, 2026. Engineers and technicians are rolling the huge Space Launch System rocket and the Orion spacecraft toward Launch Pad 39B this month, a crucial step before liftoff. The rollout itself is a spectacle, the 322-foot rocket slowly moving less than a mile per hour toward its launch position. Third, Artemis 3. Historic lunar landing at South Pole, the first woman on the moon. First time of human history when astronauts explore permanently shadowed regions of moon for water ice. Beyond Artemis 3, establishing Artemis Base, camp long-duration surface stays, laying groundwork for Mars missions. The moon's south pole is a region of extremes. Permanently shadowed craters hide water ice, essential for life support, oxygen production, and even rocket fuel. Sunlight is scarce, temperatures plummet to minus 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and the terrain is rugged. But the rewards are enormous. Access to water means astronauts can live longer, explore farther, and eventually use the moon as a launch pad for Mars. Artemis isn't just about footprints, it's about harvesting resources, testing new technologies, and learning to survive on other worlds. No nation can explore space alone. Artemis thrives on international cooperation. Canada, in particular, is playing a starring role with Canadarm3, a robotic arm that will help assemble and maintain Gateway. European and Japanese partners contribute science experiments, communication systems, and lunar research. This is humanity working together, reminding us that the moon is a shared destination. And most importantly, data from India's Chandrayaan missions, including the discovery of water ice at the moon's south pole, is helping Artemis plan safer and more efficient lunar landings. Behind the rockets and robots are people, the astronauts who train for years to step onto another world. Artemis crews are diverse: men, women, astronauts from multiple ethnicities, backgrounds, and experiences. Training is grueling. Underwater simulations, zero-gravity flights, geological fieldwork in deserts and Iceland, radiation exposure studies. Every detail prepares them for the moon's unforgiving surface. These are ordinary humans doing extraordinary things, and through Artemis, millions on Earth will see themselves reflected in this mission. Artemis is an engineering marvel, but it is also risky. Delays, budget constraints, technical failures, all are real threats. Space travel is unforgiving, and the moon waits for no one. SLS alone represents billions in investment. Orion is a technological masterpiece, and HLS must land astronauts safely on rugged terrain. Every mission is a gamble, but humanity's greatest achievements always are. Artemis is just the beginning. Long-term plans envision a moon-based camp powered by solar energy, utilizing lunar water, and supporting multi-month stays. From this platform, humanity can finally aim for Mars. The moon becomes a proving ground for life support, robotics, resource utilization, and deep space navigation. Artemis is not just a return, it's a launch pad. NASA's Artemis missions are not just about landing on the moon. They're about building a permanent presence. The plan is to establish a lunar base camp, a kind of launch pad on the moon itself. This base will provide water, oxygen, and fuel from lunar ice, resources that make long-term exploration possible. From here, astronauts and spacecraft could launch missions deeper into space, including the ultimate goal, sending humans to Mars. By using the moon as a stepping stone, Artemis transforms the moon into more than a destination. It becomes humanity's gateway to the solar system, paving the way for our first steps on Mars. Artemis reminds us who we are: explorers, dreamers, innovators. For the first time in decades, we are returning to another world, not just to visit, but to stay, to learn, and to push the boundaries of what humanity can achieve. 50 years after Apollo, the moon is no longer a distant memory. It is a stepping stone, a laboratory, a home in the making, and soon the first footprints of Artemis will join those of Apollo, leading humanity forward to Mars and beyond. So, are you ready to take the next giant leap? If you enjoyed this journey to the moon and beyond, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more cosmic adventures.